Hello everyone. I am Meghana PS, working as an assistant professor in commerce, Government First Aid College, Paramsagra. I am dealing with the subject financial markets and services under that module number 5 mutual funds. In this session, I am discussing about evaluation of the performance of mutual funds. The objective of this session is to know about the performance evaluation techniques of mutual funds, and by the end of this session you are aware about the performance evaluation techniques of mutual funds. Let's take a quick recap of previous session. In the previous session I discussed about private sector mutual fund. In that I discussed the top 5 mutual fund companies in India. ICICI Prudential Mutual Fund, HDFC Mutual Fund, Aditya Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund, Nippon India Mutual Fund, and Kotak Mahindra Mutual Funds were discussed in the previous session. Let's see the models for evaluating the performance of mutual funds. Under that, the first one is Sharpe's model. The Sharpe's model is a ratio which is developed by Nobel laureate William F. Sharpe, where this ratio measures the risk-adjusted performance. In the Sharpe's ratio, the risk is measured by the standard deviation. The standard deviation measures the volatility or variability of the funds. And this ratio measures rewards to variability. Rewards in the sense returns. For returns and variability, it is going to give the ratio. And a fund with higher Sharpe ratio in relation to another is preferable. Means when we calculate the Sharpe ratio for different funds, if any funds having higher ratio than the other funds, means the higher ratio of Sharpe's model, means Sharpe's ratio is preferred fund compared to other, as it indicates that the fund has higher risk premium for every unit of standard deviation, which means that for every unit of risk, if every unit of risk, the return is more. Means if Sharpe ratio is more, means in that it indicates that the return for uh, unit of risk is more. So at that situation, the higher Sharpe fund is preferred. The formula for calculating the Sharpe ratio is Rp minus Rf divided by sigma p. Sigma is nothing but standard deviation. Here Rp refers to rate of return of mutual fund, the calculated value of rate of return for a mutual fund, and minus risk-free rate of that mutual fund, which is divided by standard deviation of mutual fund. Next model for evaluating the mutual fund performance is Trainer's model. This is also a ratio where it is developed by Jack Trainer, which measures the return earned in excess of that which could have been earned on a riskless investment per each unit of market risk, which means that first we are going to make the difference between the actual rate of return with the risk-free rate of return and divided by the market risk. Here Trainer consider the market risk, where in case the means here total risk is considered. Systematic risk in the sense the risk which can be evaluated or calculated. The total risk in a sense market risk, which is macro in nature. So here in the Trainer model, he used the total risk instead of systematic risk, and the higher the Trainer ratio, the better the performance. Means when we calculate the Trainer ratio for different funds, if the ratio is high, means those funds are performing better. The formula for calculating the Trainer ratio is Rp minus Rf divided by beta P. Okay, here Rp means same as in Sharpe's rate of return of mutual funds. Rf means risk-free rate, and beta P means beta represents the market risk of the mutual fund. Next model for evaluating the performance of mutual fund is Jensen model. Here, Jensen model is suitable for evaluating the portfolio performance in combination with the other portfolios. Means comparing the portfolio performance, Jensen model is suitable. And it is based on systematic risk rather than total risk. In case of Trainer's model, he considers the total risk. In case of Jensen model, he considers the systematic risk for calculating the funds evaluation. So the Jensen measures the performance of fund by comparing the actual returns and expected returns, and it is represented by alpha. Here alpha represents the difference between actual returns at a given risk minus the expected return at a systematic risk, and which is divided by the systematic risk. Next technique of measuring the volatility of fund is standard deviation. So the standard deviation refers to the volatility that indicates the range of fund's performance relative to its average return over a period of time. Here standard deviation represents the volatility or dispersion or variability of a fund. How it is measured means sum of squares of deviation from mean divided by number of deviation square root. So here the deviation from the actual return is divided by the number of deviations. Next method of evaluation is compound annual growth rate, in which it is not an annual return. Here the CAGR is not representing an annual return. It describes the rate at which an investment would have grown. Means from the beginning to the end of that fund, the growth rate is considered for calculating it. And if it grew at steady rate, we are going to see that whether the funds are grew at a steady rate or very volatile in nature. So the formula for finding out the CAGR is ending value of the fund divided by beginning value of the fund, exponential to 1 by number of years it is taken minus 1. Let's sum up this session. See, in this session, we saw various models which measures the performance of an mutual funds. We discussed total 5 models of measuring the performance of mutual funds. Few of them are Sharpe's model, Trainer's model, Jensen's model, standard deviation and compound annual growth rate. Here, higher the Sharpe's ratio means better the performance, and higher the Trainer's ratio is also better the performance, and Jensen model is suitable for evaluating the portfolio performance, and standard deviation measures the volatility, whereas the CAGR measures the compounded annual growth rate for number of years. These are the books you can refer for your further readings. I hope you understood the various models for performing the measuring the performance of mutual funds. Thank you all.